What's up, YouTube? This is Red Zone 101. I want to talk to you about holsters for the Byrna HD launcher. Now, I know I'm not the only one that's having problems probably finding a really good holster for it. And now since I put the 12 gram CO2 adapter on it, let me tell you, it's even more challenging. Um, this is what it looks like now with the 12 gram CO2 adapter. Adds a little more length to the barrel and actually a little more width here. So I went on eBay, which is one of my favorite sites to find stuff, and I was looking for a holster. Now I know that Byrna actually offers a holster for this particular the Byrna HD launcher, but that's for the one without the 12 gram CO2 adapter, from what I understand. And even with that holster, I've heard some mixed results about it. So I went trying to find one myself. So I went on eBay, and I kept thinking the Byrna HD launcher is really a big self-defense tool or whatever. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of the High Point C9 pistol, which is a firearm. So I thought, you know what, let me see if I can find a holster that'll fit the High Point C9. And I know people that are into firearms they cringe when you say High Point. I get it, okay? But some people like their High Points. They swear by them. The carbines are great. I've had them before. The 9 mil, the 40, even the 380. To be honest, they're very good. The handguns on the other, yeah, that's questionable. But some people love them. Anyway, back to the video. So I thought about the High Point C9 pistol. I thought about it as a really big pistol, clunky, almost like the Byrna. I thought, you know what, let me see if I can find a holster that's for the High Point C9, and maybe I can adapt that to fit my Byrna HD launcher. So I went on eBay, and let me show you a couple of things that I came up with. I saw this leather concealed holster. This is it right here. And that's for it says leather concealed slide belt holster. And it's supposed to fit the High Point 45 ACP. I'm thinking, wow, that's a really big handgun. Maybe that'll fit my Byrna. So I went on, I bought it. This cost about only $17, so that's not a lot. I figure, you know what, it's worth a shot. So this is my Byrna. Here's the holster. It does not fit. Okay, out of $17, no, because I can use this for some of my other firearms. So I can still use it. It wasn't a waste. But as far as my Byrna was concerned, it was a no-go. So then I saw this other holster. It's from ProTech. It's an out-of-the-waistband holster also. Black leather. And supposed to fit the High Point C9. And that's what it looks like. So I bought this. This was a little bit more. We're talking about 30 bucks. Okay? All leather. Not a bad holster for 30 bucks. And plus it's leather. Now, will this fit my Byrna HD launcher? Let's see. Byrna HD launcher. Here's the holster. No. That's a no-go. So, again, not a total waste. This will fit my other, well, the firearms that I carry. This will fit my Glock 45, so it's not a waste. Still, looking for a holster for the Byrna HD launcher. Now, there was one more holster I came up with. And that was the cheapest one that I actually purchased on eBay. Let me see, that was a gun holster. It just says gun holster for the High Point C9. And believe it or not, out of all the holsters, this works. Take that off first. Here we go. It's not a terribly expensive holster. It's nylon. It's not leather, but it fits really well. Fits close to the body. Not a lot of play. I can conceal it pretty easily if I put a coat on. Okay, here's a coat. Move the chair back. Give you a look. It doesn't print for the most part. Again, if I need it, very easy to deploy. Now, that said, this holster was only, with taxes, it was about $14. But it works for what I'm doing. Now, that said, I did have to work with it a little bit because when I first bought it, it barely fit into the holster. My Byrna HD launcher barely fit into the holster, especially with this new adapter. So I had to do some doctoring. Okay? Let me take the holster off, and I'll show you exactly what I had to do to it. All right? This is the holster. Again, I got this on eBay for about $14. The seller is Gunman 40. Now, normally with this holster here, let me see how is it? There was a little metal clip that went into here, so you would just clip it on your belt. I didn't like the way the metal clip felt because it was real, just didn't feel secure. It felt like it was doing this all day. So what I did, first of all, to make it, and there's my, okay, that's better, the lighting. So what I had to do is right here, these threads here were all, this was all threaded together, okay? There was no hole here. So what I did is like I said, I had to do some doctoring. Bear with me. I took a knife, and right here, I cut the threads, right here. And on the other side, I did the same thing so a belt could get through here. And then what I did to reinforce it, I took some nylon thread, a lot of time and effort to make it work. I sewed it here, or stitched, whatever you want to call it, here, right there on the other side, and on the bottom. So now I have a belt loop that my belt will go right through. Now, that said, I didn't have a lot of play then. Fits really well on my belt, but the problem I still was having is it wasn't fitting. So what I did, and see with nylon holsters, you can actually work with them a little bit more to make them fit your firearms than a leather holster. Once you get this molded to a certain shape, you know, that's just about it. I mean, unless you put some water on it and try to, I wasn't going to do all that. But this here was easier to work with. And again, $14. So what I did here, took my knife again, I cut the threads right here slowly, and I would try to get the holster in. If it wasn't fitting, I'd cut a couple more threads here, okay? Until I got it to where it fits snug, just like that, okay? Then once I got it to the right size, again, I took some needle and thread, some nylon thread, and I sewed right here, okay, to make sure it wouldn't spread further. Now, yeah, I had to work with it to get it to do what I wanted it to do, but for $14, I've got a holster now that fits my Byrna HD launcher with the 12-gram CO2 adapter. Now, the only problem is I can't put the light on, okay? I have a laser light combo that I had on here. Now I can't put that on with the holster. I'm looking at maybe a fix for that too. But for right now, since I'm using this for carry, I really don't need the laser light combo. That was more so as a bedside option, okay? unless I was carrying my messenger bag, I could get it in there. But it was more of a bedside option for self-defense. You know, somebody breaks into your house, you turn on the laser, you turn on the light, you're blinding them. You got the laser, you see exactly where that shot is going to go. Boom, boom, boom. You can place those shots really well. And the other thing, since the bad guy is blinded by the laser light, you know, you've got the advantage. Even if that person has a weapon, if they can't see, it's going to be hard for them to pinpoint where you're at. Okay? Especially with that light blinding them. Some people like lights on firearms, some people don't. I like them. I think they have their place, especially with the laser. Back to the Byrna again. It wasn't going to work with this holster. So since I'm carrying, I just decided to take it off. But I have another something I'm working on. Not going to tell you just yet. We're going to see how this works out, but I'm thinking about a red dot. And you're probably wondering, how am I going to attach a red dot to this? I'm working on that. Okay, that would be really nice to have a red dot on there. Anyway, that's for another video, okay? And if I do it, trust me, I'll post a video to show you how it came out and whatever. I found a red dot that will fit perfectly between the round indicator and the back of the sights here. It's just that small, perfect, and since this has almost no recoil, I'm not worrying about it losing zero like or whatever once I sight it in. But anyway, that's a different story. So again, this is what I finally came up with for a holster for my Byrna HD launcher. Now granted, my first attempts to make this work, you can see here where I actually cut here. I cut here. I didn't cut the threads here, but I cut into the material itself. And then I used a torch lighter, and I sealed it a little bit so that it's not as, you know, you don't have as many loose threads or whatever. And actually that wasn't bad, but I had it on the wrong side. I'm not left-handed. You know, I mean, I can draw from my left, but I wanted something for my right hand. So then I went to this side here, and again, this worked out well for me. I made little slots there, sewed it again to secure it, and now let me put it on the belt just to show you once again just how well this works out for me. Okay, give me a second to get this on here. There should be, honestly, more options for carry for the Byrna HD launcher, in my opinion. This is one of the hottest selling non-lethal options for self-defense on the market. We need more holsters for this. We need more options for carry because not everyone wants to use this as a bedside, you know, protection device or whatever. Some of us want to carry. So again, this worked out for me. I'll show you again. There's not a lot of play there. If I need to draw it, easy to get out. And at the same time, it's secure. It's not coming out. All right. And then if I need to put a jacket on to conceal it, you'd never know that I had my launcher on. Now I know this is not a perfect solution. A perfect solution would be Byrna or other aftermarket places, whatever, would develop a holster that would not only fit the Byrna, but that would actually fit the laser attached to the Byrna also. That would be a perfect solution. That would be in a perfect world. But since we don't live in a perfect world, sometimes you got to work with what you get. This works for me. Easy to conceal. It almost weighs nothing. So that's my holster. Anyway, guys, this might be something you might want to try or what have you. Excuse me, it is hot today in Detroit. It's approaching almost 90, I think. At least it feels like it. So anyway, gotta take that coat off. But I'm just saying, this is something you might want to consider. Okay? Um, Bottom line, we need more options, more holder options, more carry options for the Byrna HD launcher. So hopefully Byrna's listening to this. Hopefully other aftermarket holster makers are listening to this, because there is a market there. There is a supply and demand. There is a demand. We want a holster that'll fit this. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble. Just wanted to show that to you. This is Red Zone 101. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, hope you're being safe out there. And as always, God bless. Hopefully this video was helpful. You guys take care. Peace.